The next to speak on behalf of VCR is Mr. Tannock for 1 minute and a half.
Mr. President, with Venezuelan inflation at a staggering 10 million%, with 3 million people having fled the country, and the security forces under Maduro's direction employing ever more authoritarian tactics, the recent developments can hardly come as a surprise. I strongly welcome the decision of Juan Guaidó to declare himself interim president, and I welcome the recognition that this has received from democratic governments across the globe. The EU's turn is next. The presidential elections held in May of last year have been wholly discredited, marked by a distinct lack of political pluralism, democracy, transparency and the rule of law, as was highlighted by the High Representative at that time. Such is the strength of opinion across the region that the Secretary General of the OAS, Luis Almagro, has gone further, openly accusing Maduro of perpetrating crimes against humanity and the violation of fundamental human rights, noting that whilst diplomatic actions should be the first priority, we shouldn't rule out any action. Diplomatic efforts and dialogue, sadly, have clearly failed, and the recognition of Guaidó is the first step in moving to a more assertive set of actions by international actors. I now welcome the decision of the Bank of England in my country to prevent Venezuela from accessing $1.2 billion in reserves held there. And I think that the EU should consider mirroring the actions of the US in sanctioning its oil companies, which are being employed by Maduro to buy support from the armed forces. Clearly, Venezuela finds itself in a difficult moment, but nothing that we must do now must result in escalation of violence or a military intervention.
Mr. Tannock, thank you. Colleagues, I do apologize in advance, but we will have to respect the time. I have been informed that we are behind schedule. There's still 8 or how many debates ahead of us, so from now on I will have to be strict. Next to speak on behalf of the ALDE Group, Mr. Nart, for 2.5 minutes.
Gracias, señor presidente. Venezuela es el abismo social, económico, institucional.